श्री राधा गोपनाथ की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। Hare Krishna. How are you all? Nice to see you all here. Happy to be here today. So, today is the first day. We'll be spending today evening, tomorrow and day after tomorrow evenings. We'll be spending exclusively time to understand what is Nama Avatara, and also with that understanding how to execute our daily Japa worship as a relationship with Krishna, more than a ritual, more than simply a process of finishing 16 rounds. So, many of these things which I'll be, you already may have heard about it, known about it, and also some of you are also practicing in Soulful Japa. So, today let us spend time. Now, which time is it? 2 hours, 1.5 hours.
Up to 9 o'clock.
To 9 o'clock. What is the time now?
7:15.
So all of you are already doing Japa for so many years. If we understand and realize how Lord is very merciful and He takes the avatara in the form of the sound and it descends on our tongue, and by chanting and hearing that sound we are worshipping Krishna. One side we are offering worship, and a relationship is always two ways. What do you receive from the Nama? We receive mercy. We get association of Krishna. So the purpose of Japa is to worship and to take association of Krishna. So, how effectively to worship? How effectively to get association? Association with Krishna. Krishna is the ocean of Satya Chitta and Ananda. And in the depth of our heart, we are all seeking Satchidananda. The sound that is incarnated is not an ordinary sound. Lord Himself with all His Shaktis is entering the sound. Shakti Avesha. Avesha means entering. Shakti Avesha. So anyone who utters Krishna's name, Lord's name, that sound immediately it becomes an empowered sound. And it is that empowered sound that we are associated with. The scriptures say that this Nama is a Surya of Satya. Just feel for it. The Surya, just like you can feel Surya of light and heat if you look at the sky. Unlimited. It is concentrated light and heat, and it is also radiating light and heat. Similarly, Krishna is infinite Satchidananda, and he is also radiating Satchidananda. To feel about it, when I say Surya of light and heat, very easy for you to feel. When I say Surya of Satchidananda, you need explanation. Light and heat, you know. And what is Sat Chit and Ananda? And when we understand that every soul, the depth of the heart, is seeking completeness of Sat Chit and Ananda in this world. Sat means power, freedom. Chit means knowledge, intelligence, wisdom. Ananda means love, pleasure, intimacy. Right? The whole world is always seeking these things. If you take your whole day, take any person whole day, you want to check all his endeavors. You want to test him, stop a person on the road. Tell him, what are you doing now? What are you chasing now? Then, no, I'm going to work. So, he's going to work for what? For his existence, right? For power. If somebody had given him free money, then he will not. He will do whatever he likes. Not this disciplined work. What I like, I will do. But he has to go for work. So, for some time of 24 hours, he will be after existence. That means Sat. Sat means existence and power to exist. Freedom. If you don't have money, you are bonded. When you have money, you get freedom. Money also gives you freedom. So power, freedom, they're all connected. Money, power, freedom, they're all connected. So every living entity is whatever it may be, you take 24 hours, part of it will be for chasing after Sat. Part of it may be after chasing after Chit, curiosity, knowledge. You go to internet, you want to look at that. The rasa, Chit rasa, you want Chit rasa. Or Ananda. You spend time in trying to give love, take love. Or sense pleasure. Indulging in sense pleasure. One of the five senses. This is all man's life is. Morning to evening. And different percentages, how much time you spend for Sat, Chit and Ananda. So if you tell someone that, look, I will give you a source of infinite Sat, Chit and Ananda, a source from which you can get liberated, unlimited freedom. You get power over the material energy, you have power over your material senses. An unlimited source of Sat. And an unlimited source of Chit. Like people are so excited about ChatGPT. They think it is unlimited source of Chit. Ask any question, answer comes. so much intelligence, bewildered. In fact, where is my mobile? In fact, very surprisingly, I don't know who this devotee is. He is in the Soulful Japa group. The devotee asked ChatGPT to write a poem on the main point of module 11 of Soulful Japa. I am also shocked. I read the poem. Module 11, we dive deep to understand the secrets that we keep. Madhu Pandit Dasa's wisdom shines as we explore the main points in these lines. The joy of chanting, a sacred art, to please Srila Prabhupada's heart, Krishna's pleasure it does ignite as we chant his name pure and bright. Amazing. With every bead we make our way closer to Krishna day by day. From beginner's japa to soulful cry, we strive to touch the transcendental sky. Attention, the key to unlock the door, to immerse in the fire and seek more. Like iron in flames, we become red hot, with serving attention a spiritual plot. Though through attentive chanting we find existential bliss of a different kind, material pleasures lose their appeal, and Krishna's love our hearts doth heal. No pre-qualification, the holy name's might, no need for rules to be perfectly right. Chant with your tongue, let effects unfold, the holy name's mercy a story untold. Offenses and weakness they may arise, but the holy name offers a sweet surprise. Forgiveness and mercy a cure for all. As we chant with faith, we'll never fail. Module 11, a journey profound, with Madhu Pandit Dasa's wisdom's crown. Let's embrace the teachings we have received, and let the holy name be always believed. Amazing, no? लेकिन उसमें consciousness तो नहीं है. So, I mean, chat GPT से इतना एक्साइट हो गया जय बोला. हम बोलता है there's an infinite ocean, samudra, Surya of Satya, Chitta. That is Krishna, infinite GPT. So Satya, Chitta and Ananda. So Krishna is the ocean of Sat. Sat means power, truth, reality, substance. Uto Krishna, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravartate. Everything is coming from him, he says. Material energy, jivas, everybody, every entire existence is coming out of him. So he is the source of all Sat. And also he is a person who can move Sat whichever way you want. To move existence this way and that way, that is called power. What is power? Power is your ability to move around the existence. Move this one, move that one, move physical things, move money, and all these kind of things. That is power. So Krishna is the source of all Sat. And he is unlimited source of Sat. Just like Surya, continuously giving light. It doesn't exhaust. Source is unlimited. Any amount comes, still it can come. In the same way, Krishna is unlimited source of Sat. Is unlimited source of Chit. All knowledge. All in God knows all knowledge. And applying the knowledge is called intelligence. All that intelligence is unlimited intelligence is God. Nobody can be more brilliant than Krishna. The most brilliant. And Ananda is an ocean of love. And pleasure. pleasure for the eyes, His beauty, everything. Prasadam for our tongue. Unlimited, source of love and pleasure. Also source of unlimited intimacy. We all seek intimacy in this world. Our mind seeks intimacy, love and intimacy. Correct? And we all know so many leelas, how Krishna intimately loves his devotees. The intimacy that you never get in this world, you will get from Krishna. Because we are all his children, we are all his part and parcel. Being his part and parcel, we are all actually intimately connected to it. We have forgotten this bodily identification, this social ego that we adopted is not my ego. My social ego and birth I create and at death I leave this and go. There's no Madhu Pandit after the body is gone. People may remember in their minds, but that is not reality. The soul of Madhu Pandit is gone somewhere else. So the ego, real ego is something else. Real ego is doing this false role play. We are all in this body, we are the real ego force, Atma. But we are doing role play, like in drama. You're not acting what you are really in your real life. On the drama stage, you are thinking, I am king, I am this, and you are acting. Similarly, in this world, we take a body is a dress, drama dress. Then we identify with that. You look at yourself, you say, oh, I am a man. So my man's role I should play. Body also facilitates. Or I am Mr. So-and-so, I am this, so many things, so many role plays within this bodily ego we play. I am a businessman, I am father of somebody, I am children of somebody. So these are all just temporary role plays. So within the temporary role plays, we have all this love, affection, and rasa. Because we cannot live without that. Jiva means Sat hungry, Chit hungry, and Ananda hungry. But actually, the Jiva's real Sat it is looking for is getting connected to Krishna and spiritual strength and spiritual purity, spiritual freedom. That is what the soul is seeking for. Spiritual knowledge, truth beyond illusion. What is the permanent truth? We all wonder, this body is only temporary truth. This personality based on this body is only temporary truth. Beyond it, who am I? What am I? So we all seek pure chit. We don't want to be living in illusion. We want pure chit. And pure chit is very highly dignified. Not simply this captured by this body. Each soul is great. Each soul is divine. Each soul is deathless. Each soul is a lover of Krishna. This body, I would have forgotten. But what is the true nature of my soul? Like Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. Krishna consciousness is inside us. We are awakening ourselves. Who our eternal Father, who is eternal source of everything. That connection is always there. Just like a child cannot say, or a man cannot say, I don't care, I don't believe in my father. What do you mean you don't believe in your father? You may reject him, but father is a father. Otherwise he won't exist. That relationship cannot be abandoned, cannot be broken. It can be covered. Similarly, our relationship with Krishna, unlimited living entities. This is the capacity of Krishna. So many living entities, humans, animals, unlimited living entities. Each of them are amshas of God, amshas of Krishna. And each of them have a relationship with Krishna. Every non-believer also has a relationship with Krishna. But it is a one-way relationship. He cannot live in this world if not for Paramatma helping him to live in this world. He cannot get even the results of his own karma if Krishna has not designed these laws of karma and sanctioned it in the heart, material desires of all the karmis, materialists. So there is a relationship. God is everywhere, Krishna is everywhere, and there is a relationship of Krishna with all living entities. But they are all one-way relationship. When we become devotees, then we start two-way relationship. Ye tamam prapatense tam stute bhajam. Anyway, coming back to, whenever we think of Krishna, we have to understand that he is Satchidananda Vigraha. And also he is the Surya of Satchidananda. That means Satya Chitta and Ananda is emanating from him. I just now explained what is Satya Chitta and Ananda. All these three things cannot be seen with our eyes. Sunlight you can see and easily believe, oh, it's a huge source of light. Now, to understand that Krishna Nama Avatara is a Surya of Satchidananda, you need, because your eyes cannot detect. Even in the case of a sun, what does a child think? It's a disk in the sky. A child will only think it's a disk in the sky. How did you know it is a ball of fire and all this light heat is coming from him? Through education, right? Hearing. Somebody told you that. It looks like a disk, but it is a huge, it's million times, 1,000 times bigger than the earth. All these details. The whole fusion is going on. Endless energy is coming out of the sun. You heard. And then therefore the way you see the sun has changed. Correct? You don't see the sun as a child sees the sun. You see with the eyes of knowledge. Because you accept that the authority is telling the truth. Even with all the knowledge, your eyes will still tell it is a disco. Eyes will still say it is only a disc in the sky. Or take an electrical wire. Whether current is passing in it or not, you don't know. You cannot know. You know, wire. But if you touch the wire, you get a shock. Naked wire, if you touch, you get a shock. Otherwise, it looks like ordinary wire. So now, I want to bring out a point. Why shraddha? What is shraddha? Faith in the words of the scriptures is very essential to train our mind how to perceive Krishna in the deity. When you look at the deity, you know, any ordinary material it looks. Take electrical wire example like. So to the eyes they look ordinary. Similarly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To the ears, it sounds ordinary sound. But what the Shastra says, no, this is the Surya of Satya Chitta and Ananda. वो तो मैं क्यों नहीं देख सकता है? Why I am not able to see? Sat, Chit and Ananda I explained. You can experience. Sat, Chit and Ananda are not things to be seen, but they are the deepest cravings of the soul. Power, knowledge, pleasure, love. Take our own case. From morning to wake up until night, you have divided your days into chasing after Sat, Chit, Ananda. The material, it is misdirected towards satisfying those deep instincts, spiritual instincts through material energy. As per one's karma, one will get power, one will get love, one will get. As per law of karma, that will be, you will get. But in the material world, power is always mixed with experience of powerlessness. In our life, we always feel powerlessness, isn't it? Along with knowledge, we also experience ignorance. We mistake something to be something else. We mistake lust to be love. We mistake material bodily pleasures to be our spiritual pleasures. The material. Even that material bodily pleasure has a counter called pain. So, in this material world, we are mistaking asat to be sat. We are mistaking achit to be chit. And gross jadananda to be chinmaya satchidananda. We are mistaken. So our experience is asat, achit and nirananda. It is mixed with a sample of little satya chittana. When it's mixed, it is not fact at all. Everything is on illusion. In this world, we have got sample power, sample love, sample pleasure. Is it not? Everything in sample you have. And that sample is fabricated by this body, very nicely duplicated and produced by this body. And in this world, there are only samples. There are no real, only samples. Because there are samples, you will ask this question: where is the real? You are a loving child, you are a loving parent, you are a loving thing, and then you see something happens, a relationship breaks. Then you start thinking, oh, love was good, but what happened? Where is everlasting love? You will ask. Is it not? Similarly, you saw freedom and power, and when it leaves your grip, you feel suffering. Now I am bonded, I am helpless. How can I feel eternally free from bondage? Eternally powerful. So like this, everything that we are chasing in this material world, I started saying that when I say Surya of Satya, the Satchidananda is there, it's a fact. Just like electricity, you cannot see the wire, but electricity is there. The same way, Nam Nama Kari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Sarva Shakti is in the Nama. But then, with your ears when you hear this ordinary sound. With the eyes you look, ordinary wire. You touch, you get shocked. Similarly, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Shabda Avatara. Avatara means Krishna coming down into our accessible senses. That's called avatar. Just like deities are avatar. Krishna has come down in a way in which we can access his rupa. Shraddha avatara is Krishna comes down in a way in which we can access his nama. So this sound that you and me utter, into that sound, Krishna's pure nama, with his effulgence of Satchit Ananda. Sun's effulgence is light and heat. Nama's effulgence is Satchit Ananda. That Satchit Ananda enters this sound, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why I am giving all this analogy? So that you start perceiving that this is not simply what my ear accesses. The truth is here that this is the Surya of Satya has descended on my tongue. Then the electrical wire you touch, you get shocked. That is how you get realization that we are ordinary wire to nahi hai. Similarly, you can experience Satchit Ananda reciprocation from Krishna, Nama. Then you realize this is not ordinary name. Yes, I am receiving Sat energy, Chit energy, Ananda energy from this sound. But that experience you can get provided the soul touches the Nama avatar. Now this is a very critical point. When you chant, the Nama incarnation is already on your tongue. Krishna is on your tongue in the form of his sound. Don't think as in a rupa Krishna is on your tongue. He is dancing as a sound. Krishna is omnipotent. He can take any body. He can come in a physical body. He can come in a sound body. He can come in a taste body, that is prasadam. So Krishna comes in a sound body. He is on the tongue. Please understand, try to understand what is happening. What is the process? Bolo Pera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. The sound that you chanted, you produced that sound. Into that sound, the eternal Nama sound enters. Just like into the marble deity, external Vigraha. Krishna, Radha and Krishna, they transform themselves into a form identical to Radha Gopinath and they enter the Vigraha. And they reside here. So there are two forms here. One is the external Vigraha, then there is the Divya, transcendental, Satchidananda Vigraha of the Lord is residing there. Because we can only see through these materialized material elements. So by seeing through this, we don't see, even though we see through the marble, Krishna's Satchidananda Rupa, we don't, just like your specs, I'm seeing through the specs. Do I remember the specs? Do I remember the glass? No. In the same way, devotees, they know Krishna is here. Radha Gopinath is Radha and Krishna from the spiritual world. They don't remember marble. They're not their vision, their perception of the deity is not obstructed by their material eyes or the material elements. Because you have shraddha, faith in the Shastra, that for my sake, the Lord has come down. Unfortunately, today, I can only see through my material eyes. I can only touch through my material body. All my five senses are conditioned through the material body. So Krishna says, no, in the way in which you can access, you can experience vision, I will come. When you see the deity, external vigraha, automatically you are seeing me. Similarly, when you are uttering Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the Lord Shuddha Nama, there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's Nama. Krishna, his Nama is Krishna, his Rupa is Krishna, everything is complete Krishna. You look at the lotus feet is Krishna. Every part, Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti, every part of Krishna is complete Krishna. Krishna's Nama is also complete Krishna. Kalikale Nama Rupe Krishna Vatara. Krishna, this is another revelation by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Krishna is come down in Kali Yuga in the form of his Nama. It's a very big thing, very big statement. 5,000 years back when he came, everybody could not see him. When he came out of the house, people could see him, the avatar. Everybody could not have access to him. If you have a relationship, you will have access. Of course, like that, nobody, 99% of the people never recognized him as God, as a supreme Sarvakarma Karma. Did not recognize. Similarly, 99% of the people here also don't recognize that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama is Krishna himself. Shabda Avatara. His body is in a Shabda body. If you want Archavatara, you have to go from India, you have to make a marble deities or Panchalava deities, make so much procedures. It is Krishna's Shastra says. You want Archa Vigraha, you have to follow all these processes of Pratishtha. And then I will come inside. Just see how merciful Krishna is. Kalikale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara. You don't have to go anywhere and manufacture a Vigraha. You are capable of simply moving your tongue and Vigraha is ready. And Krishna enters that. So nice. So freely available. Anywhere you can chant. Nam Nama Pari Gaudana Sarva Shakti Tattvarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala. No Kala restrictions when you can remember him. Where you can remember him. That means, he becomes so accessible. It all depends on your faith. If you think he's an ordinary sound, then that is it. If somebody sees the altar, the ordinary, just marble, that's it. What a marble can do, I will do to you, Krishna will say. You don't even see I am a person, so why I should answer your prayers? You are thinking it is marble. So he will never get access to Krishna. Shraddha, faith, is very important. So faith that this Nama is a Surya of Satya is something that we have to repeatedly tell our mind. And then, naturally, you don't see what your senses see. You see what the Shastra sees, asks you to see. Just like after sufficient education, you don't see the sun as the eye sees, as a disk, but you see the sun as what it is. Similarly, deity, the incarnation of the Lord, to our eyes, to our senses, appears to be finite, to be limited, to be ordinary, one of the sounds or one vigraha. But you have to understand that Lord's two aspects, his two personal aspects are manifesting in the vigraha, in the avatar. One is his apara karunya, unlimited mercy. All qualities in God are in unlimited nature. His compassion is also unlimited. Unlimited, unconditional. Think of a person unlimitedly compassionate. That is why he comes into this material world. Compassion for us. You want to access me. Here I am available. In your present condition you want to access me. I am available. If you want. I am the Surya of Satya. Beautiful example Prabhupada gives about how the holy name acts on us. A piece of iron put in the fire gradually gets hotter and hotter and hotter. At one stage, the iron, after some time in the fire, it will become red hot. That means iron has got all the properties of fire. Iron has become fire-like. Why it became fire-like? Association of the iron with the fire. So the fire's heat was transferred to the iron and iron became red hot. So, in the same way, Krishna Nama descends on your tongue. It's the fire of Satchidananda, Surya of Satchidananda. Through the years, it has to go into your heart. Where is the soul? In the heart. Where is all experience? In the heart. All happiness, distress, all rasa, our rasa, everything, where is it? Where do you experience? The heart. So heart is the one who is seeking Satchidananda. Love, everything, even negative emotion, it's in the heart. So the Surya of Satchidananda, the fire of Satchidananda has to enter your heart. Right now our heart is like a piece of iron. It has no experience of spiritual Satchittananda. The so-called freedom you experience with some money and all these things in this world, they're all fake rasas. When you become free from the three modes of material nature, Gunatita, that time you can experience real spiritual power. Satya. So coming back to the same analogy of the iron and the fire. If I have to become, Krishna is the Surya of Satchidananda. I am like a piece of iron. I have to stay in the fire of Satchidananda. Then what will become of me? Red hot iron, like that. We will experience pure Satchidananda. Such a simple process actually. You have to understand how it works. Then, if you don't hear, I am only chanting, but I am not hearing. I am only going on thinking. Today's problem, that problem, everything. And mechanically you are chanting. you finished your 16 rounds. Not one nama you are sent inside. So will you experience Satchidananda? No. But something accidentally, one or two will go inside. Because of that accidental hearing, we are all devotees. See how powerful it is. एक तो नाम अंदर गया है, डिवोटी बन गया. If we can send every nama into our heart, that means if you can hear each nama, that is what I am going to teach you next 2 days. Then there is a real experience. Now you have got little experience. So many nice things in Krishna consciousness. That's why you are coming here. You are associated. You feel good. Your heart feels good. Imagine that heart feeling good, amplified 1,000 times. You want that or not?
Yes.
That is soulful Japa. And simple logic. Suppose you have a water tank on the top of the building. You have tap, you connect the tap is fitted, water tank is there. You open the tap, but no pipeline. You open the tap, water will come. You can tell the whole world, मेरा घर के ऊपर water tank है, पूरा भरा है water, पूरा भरा है water. कनेक्शन नहीं दिया. So the same way हम लोग भी प्रचार करते हैं, नाम नाम कारी भगवान सर्व शक्ति, सबको बोलते हैं जप करो, सब शक्ति इसमें है, लेकिन मेरा कनेक्शन नहीं है. खाली ज्ञान है. What is this connection? This connection is called attention. No attention, no connection. Attention नहीं है तो नाम किधर पहुंचेगा? To hear, you need attention. And attention is soul's energy. If either I am attentive on this or I am attentive on this or I am attentive, my attention is shifting. But attention is always coming out of the soul. It's an internal property of the soul to be always have attention. Either you are thinking of this or you are thinking of that, you are seeing that, hearing that, touching that, smelling that, all needs attention. So one of the most valuable property you have is attention. And if you simply give attention to the chanting, you will hear. That means Surya of Satya is there. You connected through attention. Just like water time, water will flow, it will flow into your heart. And you will experience it. Suppose you take a piece of iron, again put it in the fire. After 5 minutes you take it out. Will it become red hot? No. अच्छा फिर after 5 minutes और एक बार डालो, फिर निकालो. Will it become red hot? 100 years you go on doing that. Will it become red hot? No. Whereas if you put it in the fire, let us say the designated time is 5 hours. 5 hours continuously will become red hot. Now, second principle of Japa. One is attention connection. Next is continuously you should stay in the fire. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. If you are thinking in between, that means attention is diverted. That means as soon as you think of something, Nama will stop here. This Samudra of Satchidana will stop here. Moment you hear, it goes inside. Moment you think of something, attention is diverted to thinking, then it will not go inside. That means you are out of the fire. Moment you think, you are out of the fire. Moment you chant, you are inside the fire. Chant and hear. Continuously, if you are hearing, then you are staying in the fire. Without thinking, if you are chanting continuously, hearing the sound, you are in the fire. The effect of your japa will be completely different. Chant and hear uninterruptedly without thinking. %, our heart will experience flow of Satya Chitta Ananda. Pure knowledge about who I am not this body, temporary nature of this body, all this realization, where does it come from? It's a Vidya Shakti, it's a Chitta Shakti. That Shakti should flow inside. Just like there is darkness in the room, I put the light, darkness vanishes. So light is the energy that came into the room, it vanishes. Similarly, from Krishna Nama, the Chitta Shakti comes into your heart. Our ignorance vanishes. Now I am thinking I am this body, I am thinking this life is my life, etc. I and mine is centered around the body now. When the light switch goes on, then you see, this is all natak. Who am I? Permanently, who am I? I am Amsha of Krishna, I am eternal servant of Krishna. I should rejoin Krishna. Death is inevitable. If you say, no, I don't want, no, you will be killed. The biggest killer is Kala. He will kill everybody. That means everybody's story will be cut. Anyway, it's a story. One life to another, it's a script. Your drama will be cut. The next drama will start. What is the drama for? Getting little Satyarasa, Chitrasa, Anandasa. Drama is for that. But when you associate with Krishna, your heart will be abundance of Satya, Chitta and Ananda. So you won't run after Asatya, Chitta and Ananda. What does it mean? The material taste. The taste will go away. Doesn't mean that you don't deal with it. The taste of material energy will go away. That is Vairagya comes. But in service of Krishna, you will still deal with everything. The taste goes away. If I have to deal for Krishna, then I will deal. If I have to deal with money, I will deal with money for Krishna, but not in an attached way. I don't see money anymore as material. Krishna's energy for Krishna's purpose. I engage in Krishna's service. Because everything belongs to Krishna. When we engage it in our services, that is when it becomes Maya. Chitta energy flows into my heart. very clearly it becomes very clear to you that I am not this body. Then alternative perception develops. This body is a vehicle, this body is an instrument which I have to use from birth to death to serve the Supreme Lord. Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Vichite. When we lose the so-called material power and all those things, it manifests as spiritual power, spiritual pleasure, spiritual ananda. When you realize and have Sat, why do you want a Sat? You don't want. When you realize real Ananda, why do you want fake Ananda? Why do you want fake love? You don't want. So all spiritual realizations come from simply hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. हमारा मेंटल फैक्ट्री में कुछ करने का जरूरत नहीं, वो जस्ट एनर्जी फ्लो हो जाता है, जैसे वन स्विच डालने से पूरा लाइट आएगा. Similarly, hearing से पूरा लाइट, everything becomes clear. सेपरेटली मेहनत ने करने का जरूरत नहीं. Everything becomes clear. So that is, just imagine, this chanting and hearing this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because that is Krishna, because that sound is Krishna, it is a Surya of Satya. Use your common sense to find out what mistake you are doing in your japa. Use your common sense. Philosophy, you understood the mechanism, you understood. So automatically when you are not hearing, you should form a belief in you. I am not taking the Surya of Satchidananda, I am not taking God into my heart. I don't want to miss even one Hare Krishna without hearing. Concurrently I want to chant and I want to hear. This is first step of Soulful Japa. It's called mindful Japa. Mind should be there on the sound. Mindful Japa. Mind is there means attention connection is there. Because mind is the transporter of attention energy. Where my mind goes, my attention goes. वो power of attorney दे दिया. Mr. Mind, मेरा attention, तुम किधर जाएगा, हम तुम्हारा पीछे आएगा. So mind is a transporter of attention. So अगर attention, you have to be on the nama, you have to control the mind. To the mind, you have to train the mind to keep the attention on the sound. Everything about how Harinam works, how it doesn't work, you can understand simply by Prabhupada's analogy of iron put in the fire. And try to perfect the process. It is in your hands. How much you hear, that much rapidly you will run towards Krishna. Attraction to Krishna. Addiction to Krishna. Everything will develop from our heart. Simply by chanting and hearing that very sound that you chant. So mindful japa, see this slide. You can read. This I call it as a golden command. It's a command from Prabhupada. There is a quote of Prabhupada. It says, golden command, locking the mind on the sound. Prabhupada says the process is to chant the sound and hear exactly the same sound. Such a simple command. The process is to chant the sound and hear the same sound. It looks like some instruction for nursery kids. Hey, kya bada baat hai? Chant out, hear that sound. But this is the most difficult. Intellectually sounds very easy. Chant and hear that sound. But most of us are chanting and not hearing. We need reminders. We need to train our mind. We've all created a habit of chanting and thinking. If you think, you cannot hear. We follow a, what do you call it? This is golden command, that will be iron command. Iron command. Papa, I cannot stop thinking. My mind, I cannot leave my thinking, whatever. Because thinking is the solution to all problems. Addicted to thinking. सोचना है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आए, सोचना है, वो बदलना है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आए, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे, ये बोलना है. सुख है तो भी सोचना है, दुख है तो भी सोचना है. सुख है तो भी हम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे. दुख है तो भी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे. सक्सेस है तो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम. फेल्यूर है तो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम. प्लेजर है तो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम. पेन है तो भी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे. What do we do in all these situations? Mind will come. I will solve your pain. I will teach you how to enjoy your pleasure. So mind is, we depend too much on this mind. We should align our mind to simply chup chap suno. You are chanting Hare Krishna to cross the samsara. Your thinking is like you are in the ocean, there is a dog, there is swimming, you catch its tail, tell him, take me out of samsara. It can never take you out of samsara. Mind is like a dog. Its thinking can never take you to Krishna. Only feeling for Krishna will take you to Krishna. Only bhakti will take you to Krishna. So our biggest enemy during Japa is thinking, chanting and thinking. And I will tell you tomorrow, if you decide I should chant and hear, as long as the influence of this seminar is there, for 3-4 days you may do. But there is a solution to it. Why only 3-4 days you will do? Because it is in your short-term memory. Ultimately, life is ruled by what habits you have made. You have chanted 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. 15 years की आदत चेंज करना है तो 4 दिन में नहीं होता. On your own, you will fall back into the old one. What is that japa called? Thinking japa. So all about soulful japa is to stop this thinking japa and do hearing japa. Chant and hear. Now there is another aspect, another assistance we get to anchor our attention, to lock our attention. What is that? Your attention is always there where your feeling is there. Agree? If there is feeling, your attention is there. Why during japa your mind goes into thinking? Because there you are solving some feeling problem. Your mind is handling feeling. You are thinking that mind will solve. So there is mind engaged in thinking. It can also engage in feeling. Thinking, willing, feeling. Right? Willing you are doing, Hare Krishna, you are acting. Thinking you are thinking things unconnected. Feeling goes with the thinking. What subject you are thinking, there only feeling goes. So soulful japa is to train your mind, chant, hear, feel. Chant, hear, feel. Don't chant, hear, think. Chant, hear, feel. When you feel, hearing does not go away. When you think, then hearing is replaced by thinking. Hearing is gone. When you chant, hear, feel, then hearing is very much intact. Feeling will anchor your hearing. Feeling will assist you to hear. Whether that feeling is awakened feeling, genuine means it is awakened feeling or not, it is Atma's original feeling of bhakti or not, don't worry. At least you will hear. First you hear. With some feeling you hear. I should follow what Prabhupada said. That is the first feeling. Obedience. I am his disciple. My Guru has told me, chant and hear that very sound. That recording will come. Prabhupada will say. Sound is not coming. After this slide, as soon as this slide comes, some sound will come. Prabhupada's one line will speak.
Muted. Oh.
Slideshow में डालना है देना है. So, Prabhupada says this, chant and hear that very sound.
Process is that you chant Hare Krishna and exactly the same sound you hear.
So, you, with feeling, I should follow what Prabhupada said. And obedience is a feeling. Then, if you have that obedience in the background, automatically your mind will chant and hear that very song. You need reminders because you are used to something else. So, I have a guided Japa session where this every 16 beats, Prabhupada will come and say, chant and hear that very sound. So our mind will, whatever Prabhupada said, now I should follow. You follow, but our attention span is so less. 15 beats, you do what he said. Again Prabhupada will come and say. Again after 15 beats he'll come and say. Because we don't have concentration, that even if you leave for 30 beats, chala jayega. 15 beats, okay, chant and hear, you do. But again Prabhupada will come and remind. This is a training of the mind to chant and hear. And when you hear Prabhupada's voice, put this audio, put this slideshow on a computer and start your Japa. So we made a slideshow for 2 hours, 16 rounds. So every 15 beats as you are doing, it will come up. Apart from that, that is called the golden command. That's mindful Japa. How to train your mind to feel for Nama Prabhu. For instance,
Process is that you chant Hare Krishna and exactly the same sound you hear.
and then you go on chanting and hearing, chanting and hearing, chanting and hearing. And in between some other slide will come. That slide will, you don't have to, now you are seeing first time you have to read it. But there is an exercise I will ask you to do. You go through that exercise, train your mind. When you train your mind, then the feelings that are there in each card that come next, then each card will automatically, your background mind will feel and chant. Feel and chant. So for this you have to understand that we have two minds, two parts of the mind. One mind is the doing mind, doing, knowing mind. Chanting is doing the sound. Hearing is knowing the sound. Then you don't look, I will tell you later. Chanting is chanting is doing the sound. Hearing is knowing the sound. Doing and knowing is a fundamental activity of the soul. Doing, knowing. And one more aspect of the soul is what? Feeling. So always we are either doing, knowing and feeling something. We should dedicate ourselves 2 hours only to do, know and feel Krishna. This is Soulful. Do the sound, know the sound, feel the sound. Feel for the sound, feel about the sound, feel the sound. Krishna is before me, feel his presence.
The process is chant Hare Krishna, and exactly the same sound we hear. The process is that you chant Hare Krishna, and exactly the same sound we hear.
We will go into details of this tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'm just giving you what is the scope of how we are going to go about this. Exactly how to put on this 2-hour slideshow in your laptop, in your mobile, and finish your 2-hour japa for 6 months, 1 year. Afterwards, you don't need this. Mind will learn. No more thinking japa. Just like now, if I tell you, stop thinking here, you're finding it difficult. After you learn hearing japa, I tell you, please, during japa, think. You cannot think. Training. You will train your mind. Seriously, everything. So, how this slideshow is made, on what basis it is designed, or tomorrow I will explain to you. And today, basically, you need to understand. Okay, tomorrow morning japa time, I can do a guided japa. How many of you will come here for japa? Join us for japa in the morning. So that with this slideshow we can do japas, 2 hours japa. Practice. Tomorrow itself we can do it because every day we are chanting anyway. But those who are not coming tomorrow, at least the last day on the 30th morning, you should all join for the 16 round japa. So that I have exposed to you the entire process of training. And practically also, you have joined me in the training. Then it is left to you. Each of us have to fly with our own wings. Somebody can help you, right? After hearing all this, if you don't fly, no use. So you have to put your efforts to fly. Yes, I want Krishna. I want full association of Krishna. Krishna has come as its avatar, so merciful. The Surya of Satya. I want pure Satya, pure Chitta, pure Ananda. And the Lord is so merciful. इतना simple किया है, खाली उसको सुनना है, आग के अंदर बैठना है, जल जाएगा. बड़ा मेहनत करने का जरूरत नहीं. Only for hearing. It is a fact. To reach God, बहुत कुछ करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है. नहीं. Just associate with Him, stay in His fire, you are reaching God. So, I'll take some questions now. Yes, give this mic. Pass on the mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
In the material world when we are living, there are a lot of Matajis, there are a lot of fathers here. They know very well, and even at work, we have to do is multitask. You got to think, you got to work, you got to do everything. And then to switch to this mode of chanting, where you don't have to think, smarana. You don't have to even use your mind at all.
Use your mind to direct. Mind has got two functions. Mind को you cannot leave the mind. Mind अपना काम करते रहेगा. It can either direct or it can think. So mind is still active in the aspect of directing, chant and hear that very chant, counting, keep count, 1, 2, 3. Mind is active in directing, but Our only problem is mind thinking prevents hearing. Why don't we use the mind to support hearing? Okay, continue.
So multitasking and then going down to not doing anything and just focusing on hearing and chanting only kind of is a little uphill task.
No, again I'll correct you. Not doing anything, only hearing and chanting. Chanting is doing. Fully occupy your mind in doing only one thing. No multitasking. Only one thing, that means doing. It's not that not doing. Chanting is a karma indriya activity. With the tongue, it's a doing. Knowing is a jnana indriya activity. Hearing is a jnana indriya activity. Both needs mind. To do also you need mind. To know also you need mind. So mind is engaged. Only I am saying that don't do thought processing. Thought processing. When you do thought processing, you will not hear. Problem solving.
So the question comes up to then the second part is Prabhupada tells us that yes, we are like a iron rod. One end we put in fire. Of course, our rods are at different temperatures. Incipient temperature is different. Some of us rods are very, very cold. To get them to that point is very hard. But you give an analogy of a electrical wire. Is there some shock process where we can direct the mind? Because that's the only way we have learned not to touch a live wire, or if somebody says this is live wire, our past experience of touching a live wire and remembering that discomfort has prevented us from going back to do that.
Yeah.
So what is that shock process to make us do what you're asking us to do?
Very good question. And I have answer for that. And that answer is the essence of this seminar. I'll tell you one thing. The ability to lock the attention, to lock the mind on chanting. That Shakti is coming from the sound. To lock the attention, a very fine point I'm telling you. To lock the attention. When you hear, only when you hear, the Shakti transfer is there. Because the doer is in the heart, the soul is in the heart. So there is a Divya Chesta Shakti that comes from the Nama to lock the attention. But if you don't start at all hearing, then you will continuously fail. Because mind is very powerful, as you say. Mind is very powerful. It will run into thinking. It will run into multitasking. So, if at all you are able to chant and hear, chant and hear, chant and hear, chant and hear, it's because that Shakti is coming from the Nama. That you will experience. The next 2-3 days, tomorrow also, you come for Japa and you will experience. I'll give you one very good example for this. It's a very technical point. When you start an engine of your car or your two-wheeler or whatever, what do we do initially? We use battery power to turn the engine. As it turns a few times, what happens? The fuel will fire. Once the fuel fires, what runs the engine? Not the battery, but the fuel. And what happens to the battery? It gets charged. Suppose you don't use the self-start at all. Will the engine ever fire? No, it will not fire. Similarly, the first mala we should do with sankalpa. Deliberately I will hear, with tapasya I should. And as you practice, you don't need more than 10 beats. 10 beats, first 10 beats you have to say, I have to hear. And hear 10 beats. Attention lock हो गया. बाद में पूरा वो चेष्टा शक्ति is coming from the nama. This is a shortcut. And that is very tasty. Chanting, hearing, chanting, hearing, chanting, hearing. When you do only chanting, hearing, you will see that the Atma likes it. Because it is getting freedom from this crazy mind. A kind of peace you get. So that taste you want again and again. So in other words, you will want not to do thinking japa. So that means you have to taste hearing japa. To taste hearing japa, somewhere you have to start. Every day you have to start. Because today is alright, I did. Now I slept, get up in the morning, then so many things are there in the mind, correct? So I have to switch over to this subject, to japa. So I have to put deliberate effort. Deliberate effort, only chant and hear, only chant and hear, only chant and hear. To push out all other agenda. And then you will see, that is a, suppose, now how much maximum round you have chanted? 16 rounds? You are done. Okay. I make people chant, first timers, they chant 180 rounds. To prove the energy. In Vrindavan, once when I did this 108 round japa, I was also surprised. At the end of that session, morning till evening, that devotee, one boy came and told me, Prabhu, I am starting japa today first time. I completed 108. The Shakti is coming by hearing. And I was doing guiding. Everybody was sitting, I used to get chant, and this quote was keep coming. Chant and hear the very sound. Every 15 beats. And how to utilize this instruction I had guided. So suno, like a child you follow next 15 beats. Then next what Prabhupada is saying, same thing he is telling again. And okay, Prabhupada bola hai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Simple. Lock your attention. Chanting, hearing, chanting, hearing, chanting, hearing. And I was also giving support from behind about different feelings, all connected to the nama. What is shraddha, chant with preeti, chant with shraddha, chant with utsaha. Like that I used to also prompt them. And exactly like that internal combustion engine, I gave example of a car. If you don't start, suppose let us say, the car, of course now everything is, cars are all very fast. But I remember in my younger days, it's not so efficient. वो सेल्फ स्टार्टर को टर्न करके पकड़ना है पड़ेगा. Correct? That means X number of times it has to rotate and then it will fire. So in the same way, you have to hold tapasya of hearing for a fixed number of beats. Today it may be 10 beats. Tomorrow if you have a very disturbed mind, you have to do it for 50 beats. You have more disturbed mind, you have to do it for one full mala, 108 beats. If you have very undisturbed mind, in 5 beats you will lock your attention. Self-starter. Engine shuru ho gaya. It is running not by your battery power, not by your tapasya power, it is running by your fuel power. Similarly, Nama Shakti se Nama Japa ho jayega. Nama Shakti se. And when Nama Shakti starts flowing, it doesn't need a very big advancement for Nama Shakti. He is ever ready to give you that Shakti, give you that taste of chanting, hearing non-stop. without thinking. And you will experience it. So, essential answer to your question is, what difficulty you are facing, what difficulty you are facing in controlling the mind from thinking, that power to counter that is in the sound. Provided from that sound that energy goes into your heart, that means consciously, deliberately, bead after bead, mantra after mantra, you hear with deliberate, it is called sankalpa. I will hear. And vikalpa, I will not think. But whole 16 rounds, if you want to do with sankalpa and vikalpa, mind will get tired. So जाए वो सुनना है think नहीं करने का है mind tired हो जाएगा. We are not saying that. You need to do only 10 weeks, 15 weeks, 20 weeks tapasya. After that, the Shakti is coming from now. So the deliberate tapasya japa, sankalpa vikalpa japa. Before I leave you today, I tell you something about, as I told, doing mind. There is a background mind. We have a background mind and a foreground mind. In the foreground mind is act of doing and knowing. Background mind is a relating mind. For instance, now what I am speaking, your foreground mind is hearing and knowing. And your background mind is relating with everything that we know about Japa and everything. Automatically it's going on. Your background mind also knows who is the speaker. Your background mind also knows what is the purpose, why you are sitting here, to learn about Japa. So because your background mind is driving your foreground mind with a purpose, you are able to hear what I am talking. You are able to comprehend what I am talking. So in Japa, why background mind is not involved? We should involve it. Only when foreground mind and background mind is completely involved, then only the japa becomes, attention becomes locked. So this anusarana bhavana, as you chant, okay, I should chant, as Prabhupada said, is in the background. Chanting here is in the foreground. Chanting here is the foreground mind. Background mind is telling, aisa karo. So that is, and this background mind, different feelings are there which you can utilize to keep the attention anchored. So I have devised 16 different key feelings for 16 malas. Mala 1, chant with feeling the presence of the Lord. That is why the first day I talked so much about Surya of Satya, incarnation and everything. Now you know the entire philosophy. You know Lord is present. Philosophically you may know. Now feel the presence. Ye Satya hai, Bhagavan idhar hai mere paas. Feel the presence and chant. Chant here. You hear, feeling the presence of the Lord. Next mala, train your mind. Chant here, feel preeti. Krishna says, bhajatam preeti purvaka. How can I artificially feel preeti? Don't do artificially. You have some knowledge behind it. The Lord has come down on your tongue with so much preeti He is giving. When you realize that so much preeti with which He has come to me, some preeti will come from me also. So, chant and hear with preeti when I am saying. This is only for immediate practice. But you have to do background work other than japa time. Why preeti? Because preeti has to be genuine. Why preeti? Krishna says, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. So Priti, how does it come? When you feel that someone loves you, then you will start loving him. So you're not feeling Krishna's love in having come down on your tongue. That very act of incarnating on your tongue. आपके लिए मैं आया हूँ करके भगवान बोलते हैं, तो उसमें प्रीति है कि नहीं? So like that, from Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, you need transcendental knowledge to develop these feelings. So that is an advanced work that you have to do. That's what I said. 1 year you have to work on your soulful japa. So first mala you do with Anusarana Bhavana, second mala with Shraddha Bhavana, feeling the presence. Without Shraddha you will not feel the presence. अपना आंख से तो नहीं दिखता है कि भगवान आया है, श्रद्धा तो चाहिए. So श्रद्धा से जप करो. Then next you with Preeti you do one mala. Then another one, do from your heart Hrit Purvaka Japa. Chant and hear with heartful delight. You should be delighted. God has come down. Suppose a VVVIP, your role model in your life, comes to your house. You'll be so thrilled. You'll be delighted. आइए बैठिए. अब तो क्या सेवा कर सकते हैं? तो भगवान खुद आया है मेरा टंग में. तो डिलाइट होना है कि नहीं? डिलाइट से जप करो एक माला. हार्टफुल डिलाइट. Joyfully here. You should joyfully associate that. क्या आया है? पूरा सच्चिदानंद के समुद्र आया है, मेरा हृदय में जा रहा है. इतना joyfully associate करना, सुनना है. Joyfully here. Chant here with joyfulness in the background. Chant here with Anusarana in the background. Chant here with Shraddha in the background. Chant and hear with delight in the background. Chant and hear with joy in it. Repeat. और एक चाहिए, और एक beat. Repeat enthusiastically. उत्साह से. Background में उत्साह. Chanting, hearing and repeating with उत्साह. Then chant here with sambandha. Every beat is a relationship. Worshipper, worship and worship. So ये सब background में you have to have these things, then your life, your chanting will become very rich. So just like now your body is functioning in this room. Your body is affected by the background environment, air conditioning, temperature. So you can quality you can sit and hear because of this environment. Suppose you are sweating, no AC, nothing. Then you will feel that it will disturb your hearing. Correct? This background feeling is like that. वो background के जपा के लिए अपना background mind को तैयार करना है. ये 1 साल, 6 महीने, 1 साल लगेगा. तैयार करो. जैसे AC में बैठ के आराम से काम कर रहा है, वैसे ये बैकग्राउंड, एक बैकग्राउंड फीलिंग के बैकग्राउंड में जब करो, बहुत आनंद लगेगा, बहुत. Every beat will be a relationship with Krishna. So sambandha japa like that for 16 malas, 16 simple. ये सब बड़ा, it is not a very big thing. वो एक नया चीज है, इतना वो 16 माला के लिए 16 भावना, ये सब क्या है, इधर से आया है. ये तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. नहीं, अरे हमारे पूरा जीवन में, पूरा दिन में हम कितना लोग के लिए प्रीति देता है. नाम के लिए नहीं देता है. कैपेसिटी तो है प्रीति देने का, लेकिन नाम के लिए नहीं देता. कृष्ण बोलते हैं मैं आया है उनको पूरा दिन उधर प्रीति उधर फेंकते हैं, डिलाइट उधर फेंकते हैं. हम ये आइसक्रीम खिलाएगा ना, डिलाइट हो गया, डिलाइट देते हैं. ये नया चीज नहीं है. It is not something new. It is something that we are, in our family we are having all these things. Preeti, delight, utsaha, sambandha. Everything you do in your family, you have a sambandha. Why you are not doing japa with a sambandha? Every beat with a sambandha. I am worshipper, he is worshipped, and this is the process of worship. Sharanagati, another bhavana. I am yours, Nama Prabhu, I am yours, I surrender unto you. My life is yours. Do what you want with me. ये सब बात नहीं करेगा, ये भावना करके कन्वर्ट होना. During japa, you should speak with the background in the language of feeling. To speak in the language of feeling, you have to do a lot of homework. Unless you have conviction on something, you cannot develop feeling. So you cannot develop conviction unless you have full faith in the source which is telling that this is truth. You cannot have conviction that Krishna is before you unless you hear Guru, Sadhu and Shastra why and what is Avatara Tattva, what is Avatara principle. Unless you understand that, you will not believe. So first Guru, Sadhu, Shastra श्रवणम करना है, एक एक सब्जेक्ट में, एक एक भावना में, and then you have to repeat that. It becomes a conviction. Yes, ये सत्य है, भगवान मेरा आगे है, सत्य है. Then you have to contemplate. Automatically feelings will come. If you realize the factual, if the conviction is very deep, then the feeling for situation is very natural. अगर भगवान VVIP आपके घर में आए तो कैसे फील करेगा? कोई सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Conviction आ गया तो immediately you will start feeling. But that feeling also you should contemplate. These are the exercises I am telling to increase your quality of japa. These are not things that you have to do during japa. इसको तैयार करना पड़ेगा. अभी जितना श्रद्धा मीन्स कितना फीलिंग होता है उतना फीलिंग बस, ज्यादा सोचना नहीं. प्रीति जितना होता है बस, they are all devotees, some प्रीति तो होगा, जितना होगा उतना. सोचना नहीं प्रीति क्या है करके सोचना है, सोचेगा तो सुनेगा. So japa time is not the time to think about all these things. You do groundwork, you give some tapasya, do some one-time life investment. क्यों प्रीति से जप करना? भगवान को क्यों प्रीति देना है? एक बार मन को सिखाओ. It goes deep inside. Afterwards, you don't need to tell every time. You have to contemplate, repeatedly contemplate. So for that, one is chanting and hearing and practicing. I have another technique, exercise that you have to do. To put all these things into your chitta or subconscious mind. Background mind, the content of the background mind is coming from the subconscious. अगर उधर नहीं डाला, इधर नहीं आएगा. You have to feel. Somewhere you go before the deity, you see it is Krishna, very naturally. Why? Because your subconscious mind is trained. Earlier, you have understood what is Satya Vigraha, what is temple deity. All these things अंदर गए, so naturally वो सब ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं है भगवान के पास. Bhavana is prepared and then it is put into the subconscious mind. And bhavana comes automatically. Krishna, Surya of Satya. If you have fed your mind with this sabda is Surya of Satchidananda, immediately that feeling of Surya of Satchidananda will come up as soon as you start. So this is a process that we have to, training process that we have to go through, which we are doing for nothing new. हर चीज के लिए हम कर रहे हैं, but for this we are not doing. So it is nothing new. We are all familiar with it. प्रीति से काम करना सबको मालूम है, लेकिन ये काम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण प्रीति से करो, वो नहीं कर रहे हैं. रिचुअल हो गया, रिचुअल हो गया. क्यों? बिकॉज फर्स्ट एंड फाउंडेशन इज श्रद्धा. भगवान मेरे आगे आया है तो ऑटोमेटिकली बाकी फीलिंग सब आ जाएगा. सो विल स्टॉप हियर टुडे. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? यस.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have the same question, similar lines, but this is more, if I am chanting, hearing and feeling, and that is almost equivalent to tapasya, and
Chanting, hearing,
and feeling the same sound, and chanting again, and hearing and feeling the
feeling.
yeah. So this process is almost similar to tapasya in my understanding. So with these material conditions and this material body.
No, you are not understood what I said. This is tapasya only for 10 beats, 15 beats, 20 beats, 30 beats. If you do it properly, itna to tapasya utana hai. There is a threshold tapasya. After that, we don't need tapasya. He is my proposition. You want, you can experience that. So, utna to de sakta hai. But 16 rounds if you have to do with that tapasya, don't mistake it. I am not telling 16 rounds you can do with tapasya, you will sleep. Mind will become tired. सुनना है, ऐसा नहीं करना है. 15 बीट, 100 बीट्स, 108 बीट्स, एक बीट तक करो, तपस्या की शक्ति होगा. बाद में माइंड टायर्ड होगा, then what you will do? You will sleep. Even if you have slept very well, you will sleep. Reason I am giving you, tapasya tires the mind. So there is limited tapasya you can do. 10 beats, 20 beats, 30 beats, one mala tak kar sakta hai. बाद में 16, I told you that how that devotee did 108 rounds. उसको करने का वो chanting, hearing, lock करने का शक्ति नाम से ही आया. Nowadays I do 64 rounds for Ekadashi. You all know that. So many devotees, they come, they get this simple secret and then they are able to lock the attention. The thinking stops us from Nama touching our heart and giving that energy. I call this as Divya Cheshta Shakti. Divya Cheshta Shakti should come from the Nama, will come from the Nama, and that is a taste. What is the taste? You will see after 64 rounds, your tongue does not want to stop. That whole cycle doesn't stop. Chanting, hearing, चलते रहो, रुकना नहीं अभी. उसमें एक टेस्ट आ गया. टेस्ट आ गया तो तपस्या तो नहीं है. जब टेस्ट नहीं है तो तपस्या है. That is your question. That question only I answered. I am not telling now, this whole Japa seminar is not to tell you कल से पकड़ के 16 राउंड सुनो, chant and hear, don't think. I am saying do that for one mala, first mala. बाकी हम तमाशा देखो. तपस्या नहीं. If you come करता मात्र, very happily you will do it. Krishna is involved in this japa. Krishna is coming down with kali आप अकेला नहीं कर रहे हैं जपा. कृष्ण नाम प्रभु की सहाय से जप चलते हैं. So you have to beg, you have to pray. When you do tapasya also, Krishna, please lock my attention. Let me get that taste. Lock my attention. And he will fulfill. Yes. Srila Prabhupada ki, Harinama Prabhu ki.